Hello, my beautiful YouTube friends. How are you doing? I hope you have a good week. I hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, so my name is Mia. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're back, welcome back. I'm happy you're here. So today I'm going to do a Wip Chat with you guys. And Wip, WIP, stands for work in progress. And chat basically means I'm going to chat your ears off for about an hour. I'm gonna work on my diamond painting here. It's from AliExpress. It is sadly a stolen artwork. I didn't know it at the time. I know better now, but I refuse to waste money. So I'm gonna do it, and it is my last AliExpress, and I'm about halfway done by now. So yeah, I just turned it around, I started from the top up there, and now I'm moving my way down. And I decided, to work on the cutest piece last, because I'm weird like that. So yeah, what are we gonna work with today? So of course we have our canvas, and then I have my SesPlusBeauxATours pen. I might choose another one later, I don't know. But if I do, I'll tell you about it if we come to that. Then I have my cat-proof tray. You can buy these off of Etsy. I will put in the link in the description. And I also have my wax pen that I use for, sorry it's dirty, that I use for ABs. I am maybe getting a little better working with this one, but not sure yet. I have in my pen, in my single placer, I have my own homemade scented putty in the scent Salty Caramel. So that is what I'm using right now. And what else? What else am I working with? I have my drills in my knockoff Elizabeth Ward containers. And this kit has 50 colors. And there are so many ABs in this kit. It is amazing. Look at this. This is AB 995. And when I began, it was full up to about here. So, yeah, a lot of ABs. But it is beautiful, and I am looking forward to moving down because there will be more reds and greens, and up until now I've had mostly darker colors like dark blue and blues and browns and greens, darker greens. So I'm looking forward to coming down to more happy colors. So yeah, enough about that. Let's get started with this Wip Chat. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below how you're doing. Sorry if I bumped you. I would love to know, what are you working on while I'm chatting with you. You can, work on a diamond painting, or you can clean, or you can, do grocery shopping. There are so many things you can do while listening to my ramblings. So yeah, today David was so sweet and kind that he drove me to my appointment at the pain clinic. I was up there about, in the beginning of January, because I had asked for a referral to them because, I wanted some changes in my, I call them pain attacks. Those days where I, experience that my pain is more severe than usual. I have a level of pain that I'm used to, that I have every day. And then I have, days where it feels like, my body doesn't work at all. I wake up and I can't move because everything just hurts so bad. And the medicine that I got 9, 10 years ago, when I was up there the last time, I felt like it just doesn't work anymore. So that's why I asked my own doctor for the referral in the first place. Then when I came up there in the beginning of January, the pain doctor said to me, you know, I get some very strong morphine medication called methadone. Most of you might know that medicine as, what they use for drug addicts to help them out of their addiction. But given in lower doses, it is also a pain medication. So I have gotten that since fall of 2013. So 9.5 years. And the pain doctor said, I am amazed that you have had sufficient help from methadone for so many years. That is highly unusual. Most people feel that the medicine stopped working after maybe 5 years, maybe even before, or they get the need, to up the dosage to have effect of the medicine. And I never, in the almost 10 years, have I changed the dosage of my medicine. Never. I haven't asked my doctor for that even once because I felt like, with my Klippel-Feil syndrome, I will never expect to be pain-free. That is not something I can expect. Well, maybe some can, but I cannot. And the pain will only, get worse as time goes because it is a degenerative condition. So I know that, it will only get worse as time goes. So, well, anyway, back in the beginning of January, the doctor said we will put you in what they call a medicine change course. And he gave me a new date, which was today. So, he told me literally, basically last time, we will change your medicine. You need to get off of mainly almost all of the medicine that you have now, and then we'll try something new. And I don't know if I understood him wrong. I might have, because my brain sort of died when he said we need to wean you off of methadone. My brain about died there. So I might have misunderstood him, or maybe he, communicated poorly with me. It is all open for interpretation. But I had the understanding that basically when I came there today, I would start weaning off of all of my medicine, and I needed to be completely off all of my medicine, and then they would try something new. And please don't ask me why that was the understanding that I had. Maybe because when I started at the pain clinic in 2013, that's basically what they did. Back then, I didn't get a lot of heart pain medication. So they literally took it all away and then started me on, more and stronger medicine. So I don't know, if I was remembering that, and then said, okay, that is what they're going to do again. But this time they can't just remove it, without weaning me off of it slowly. So I kind of had this idea, okay, they're going to remove all of it and I will be in hell for I don't know how long. So I was very relieved today when he told me, we have this plan and today we're going to start you up on a new medicine. We're going to keep you on the medicine that you're on now. We're not going to change anything because that way we can see if the medicine you get now still works and how much it works. And if we just removed some of your medicine, we wouldn't be able to see, does the medicine you have now work at all? And I don't know if this makes sense to you, but it makes sense to me. So yeah, and he checked my, I had an EKG, an echocardiogram made, and he took my blood pressure and he examined my body. I was told to stretch out my arms. I should squeeze his hands, and he looked at my back and told me, lean over, lean to the side, lean back, look up, look to the right, look to the left. Is that the best you can do? I looked to the sides, and I can't move my head very much. So he was like, is that again the best you can do? Because he needed me to give it my best so he can see. And I said yes. And then he looked at my hands and he goes, you have very, very short fingers. And I'm like, I know, but they've always been short. I've always had little stubby fingers. I mean, and then I have, I'm missing some muscle over here. I don't know if you can even see. I will have David take some pictures and maybe I'll put it there. Can you see? If you look at that, can you see that I'm missing some tissue and some muscle here? I mean, is it even possible for you to see? I hope you can see it. But this is, something that is caused by my Klippel-Feil syndrome. That this, because of the closing of the blood flow, were in when I was in my mom's womb. It made my body I wasn't formed perfectly. That is the best way to explain it. And so anything can happen because it depends on when the blood flow is stopped and for how long it's stopped. So anything can happen. People have heart issues, kidney issues, genital issues. I mean, basically anything in your body can be influenced, and it's all dependent on when and how long. So I have the vertebrae that are fused together. We all have that. Everybody with Klippel-Feil syndrome has the fused vertebrae in their necks. That's, can't be avoided. Do I even need this drill? I just poured it. Do I even need it? No. I don't need it. So why did I pour it? See, I was just talking and... oh yeah, I needed one. Yay. So yeah, a lot of things can happen. And 2 years ago when I had my hysterectomy, they found out that I was missing a fallopian tube. I never had it. And nobody, despite all the tests and x-rays and I don't know, echoes, they made of my female parts over the years, no one had ever noticed that I was missing a fallopian tube. So yeah, and that is also caused by my Klippel-Feil syndrome. But since I just had a hysterectomy, it wasn't a big deal. Except for the fact that I was kind of, angry that nobody had ever found out, I wanted children when I was younger, and maybe if I had known since I was young, that I would have had fertility issues, I would have, had a chat with David when we just got together and said, if we want kids, we need to start now, and we might need help, one way or the other, because of blah blah blah. And I don't feel cheated for not having kids, but then I do, and it doesn't make sense, I know, but I somehow feel like if people, doctors and my parents, had been more responsible and had, listened to me as a kid instead of saying I just wanted attention, then maybe a lot of my health issues could have been avoided, or had, begun later, because I would have known and people would have been there to guide me. And there would have been things that I did and have done that I wouldn't have done if I had known. So sometimes I'm disappointed, and sometimes I'm also a little angry. Why didn't anybody look out for me? Why wasn't I important enough to take care of or to help? But then again, I try hard. Some days I do better than others at not, let it get me down. I can't change what have happened in my life. I can't change that no matter what. So, it isn't healthy in any way to it isn't healthy to spend a lot of time pondering and wondering and what happened, and yes, a lot of things could have been different. Oh, it might not have, I don't know, because I never got that option. But it will, in the end, if I started to wonder and say what if, it would make me bitter, I think. It is okay to think about it for 10-15 minutes, and then I need to move on. I need to say, okay, I spent some time today, and now I need to move on. I need to think about something else. I need to find something positive or anything. So I have little dryer sheets in here because the drills were a little staticky. But with the dryer sheet, it helps. At least it helps for me. There are so many possibilities for getting rid of static. You can put the drills in the freezer for 24 hours. You can take alcohol and take a Q-tip, dip it in the alcohol, press most of it out, and then, you know, in the bag that the drills come in, you can just take the Q-tip and swirl it around in the drills. That is why you need to press out most of the alcohol. It needs to be rubbing alcohol, sorry. And you could just swirl it in the bag, and that should also take care of the static. I haven't tried that one because basically this helps in first try. But you know, or you could find a diamond painting group and, you know, ask for their suggestions. There are so many. Some people just blow air into the bags, and that helps. I think sometimes it comes down to where you live and the climate you live in. And then again, it can be, is it summer or winter? Is it dry or wet? Yeah. What works today might not work next week. That is the gist of it, you know. So, yeah. So, back to the pain clinic. I am now getting to start a new medication tonight. And I have a plan of how to, you know, getting used to it. I have, you know, for the first 14 days, I need to take one pill every evening. And then for the next 14 days, after those 14 days, I need to take a pill morning and evening. And then, you know, every 14 days, I need to up the dosage, sorry, until I'm getting 100 milligrams morning and evening. And each pill is 25 milligrams, micrograms, mg. I never remember if it's milligrams or micrograms. I don't care. I just take the medicine as they tell me. Thank God, you know, they make the pills with larger mgs in it, because if not, I would need to take 4 pills in the morning and 4 pills in the evening, and that would be a lot on top of everything else I get. So yeah, but they you know, have to start low, to make sure, you know, that you don't get a lot of bad oh my god, what is the word I'm looking for? You know, every time you start a new medicine, you could have bad side effects. That was the word, side effects. So, and they told me, you know, if I get hives anywhere on my body, red hives, I need to stop immediately, because that is a very bad sign, and I could, you know, be very sick if I don't stop immediately. So, yeah, it's on the paper that I got up there, and it's in big bold letters. If you get a red hive, stop immediately. So yeah, and then I need to call them if that happens, so that they can start me on a new medicine. But if everything goes, you know, that, you know, according to plan, the nurse that is my contact nurse up there will call me in about a month, and you know, to see if everything is going according to plan and how I'm feeling, and yeah, so that's good. So now I'm just, you know, have to take this medicine and see what happens, if it helps or if it's the same or whatever. But it was very nice that David, you know, went with me. So he drove and I could just sit in the passenger seat and relax. I even slept a little on the way home because I was I was tired after all that talking and all the questions and the you know poking and doing this and doing that, and I know for most people it sounds like, okay, it isn't hard to bend and stretch and move your body around. It doesn't sound hard at all if you're a healthy person and don't have, chronic pain. It just sounds like, okay, how hard can it be? But for me, because my body is constantly in overdrive, we talked with the nurse about it, and she also said even me, who's working with pain patients, can't understand what it's like. And she said, I had a severe back pain for 6 months, so I started to have a small gist of what it's like, but my pain went away again. Yours don't. Um, so yeah, she was really nice and sweet and compassionate. And, yeah, that is good. So, and we also got a date for they have this class for next of kin, where David and I will go to this. It is sort of a class where they talk about what it is like to live with or be in next of kin to a chronically, a patient with chronic pain. And I asked how many people is usually in this class, and she told me, if there is filled, it would be 9 couples. So yeah, that will be in March that we will go to that class. And I am actually kind of looking forward to it. It'll be interesting because even though David and I have been together for, I don't know, 20 years this year, and we've known each other for 23 years, I'm pretty sure that we can learn and we can grow as a couple, and I will hopefully get some tools as to how to support him, and they will try. The whole point of it is communication, which we don't lack communication, but there might be ways to communicate and tell stuff, experiences that we don't really think about. And one of the things in the paper is to talk about that chronically bad conscience that pain patients have. If you have chronic pain, I am pretty sure that you know what I'm talking about when I say chronically bad conscience, because there's so many things that we can't do, and we want to do, but we have to let our partners and our families do them because we can't, and that is a cause for a bad conscience. I constantly worry about what David thinks of me sitting by my computer or by the TV almost every night for hours and hours. I'm in pain, so can't I maybe do the dishes? Or can't I maybe, do some laundry or something. That's the thoughts in my head. And I don't know. I mean, I've asked David, do you ever think that, do you ever wonder what am I doing? Why can I do something like this, but I can't? And he told me, yes, sometimes I do, but he then get a bad conscience for thinking that, because he knows that I'm in pain, and if I could, I would. He know that if I could, I would, because I hate not being able to help out as much as possible. But it is perfectly normal to sometimes be, oh, couldn't you use some of that energy too instead of, It is normal, because sometimes we loses patience, because living with a chronically ill partner or parent or child or anything, even if it's a roommate that is chronically ill, it's hard. And you're just as much a at being next of kin to a chronically ill person is a hard it's a hard job, because a lot falls on your shoulders, and I am very much aware of that, and I wish I could do something to do more. So yeah, that is where the chronically bad conscience come in. And I can help that it's there, but I can be, if I am aware that it's there, I can be better at communicating, why I don't sulk like that. That is not who I am. But sometimes my temper flares if I feel like, if I don't feel, if I feel like David is like, okay, why can't you? And even though he's not saying anything, sometimes if I get the sense, I know him so well that if he sighs in a, you know, he has this way of sighing if he isn't happy about something. And he doesn't think about it. He isn't aware that he's doing it. I've asked him many times. And, that is his body's reaction, because it is a lot of work. And maybe we will get some tools to as to how to help each other uh, work on that one, because it's never, it isn't healthy if one goes around feeling bad all the time and the other one is like, why can't you? And I know David doesn't do that. I know that very, very well. But if your mind is telling you in your dreams or in your unconscious, I don't know what, eventually those thoughts will stick, and that's very unhealthy, so yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that class, so that we can learn more to help each other and to grow. I don't know if this made sense at all, I feel like I was very bad at explaining. I'm sorry. But yeah. So that was basically today, and I spent half an hour on that. Yay. um, Yesterday was Rosa Day. I picked her up from daycare, and we played and talked, and she made me dinner with her play toy, and we were singing. And as we drove home, she was telling me, there's a bus, and there's a red car, and there's a blue car, and there's another car. She was just happy, and she was telling me everything that we met on the streets. And there came this little red car, and she's like, that looked like my mom's car, my mom, her grandmother's car. And I said, yes, that is red, just like grandma's car. And she was like, not grandma's car, it's my car. And my mom calls her car Miss Sophie. I don't know why, but she does. So Rosa was like, Miss Sophie is Rosa's car. So it's okay, I didn't know that you had a car. That's pretty good at the age of 2.5. And she was like, Auntie, does your car have a name? I was like, no, our car doesn't have a name. And she was pondering a little. I could see her little brain working. And I was like, Rosa, what are you thinking? And she goes like, your car needs a name. Okay. Ooh, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. Sorry. Right back. I'm back. Sorry, the light just went out and I don't know what happened. So where was I? Yes, Rosa and our car. So she was like, but your car needs a name. And I was like, so why does my car need a name? It just does. Okay. But Auntie doesn't know what to name her car or our car. And she goes, its name is Sky. Can you guess what she's into right now? Yes, you guessed correctly. She is into Paw Patrol, and Sky is her favorite. It's the only girl, of course. So she likes Sky, and she named our car Sky. And I was like, so since Miss Sophie is your car, is our car then your car? And she goes, no, it's yours, Auntie. Maybe because, she's mostly seeing me driving our car. So she was like, it's your car, Auntie. I just own it a little when I'm here. And she didn't say she owns it. She doesn't use words like that. She went like, what did she say? It is only mine when I'm in it, or something like that. It was cute, and she was adorable, and she was 2.5, So we came home, and she wanted to tell David that she named our car, but she got shy, So it took her a minute to explain that she named the car Sky. David was okay. And I was like, just go with it, we don't have to call it anything. And maybe she forgets it, for next time. Who cares? Who knows if next Monday she even remembers that she named our car. I mean, if I know her well, she will, but who knows if she'll mention it again. We'll see. I mean, okay, my car has a name. It isn't any different that I named David's old truck. So, yeah. And then she was very fascinated with my hair yesterday because I braided it. And she was like, your hair is different and your hair is in front. And I told her, that there were braids. And she was like, can Rosa have braids? And, I said, I don't think you can have braids like mine because your hair isn't that long. But maybe next week we can try to braid your hair in your back, at the back, because she has, longer hair in the back. It isn't super long. But, maybe we could try to make a little braid in the down her back. I can try at least. And like I told her, the good thing about braids is you can sleep with them. You don't have to take them out before you go to bed. And then you will have curls the next morning. She was quite fascinated of the thought of not having to remove them before going to bed. But we'll see what her parents does. So yeah, I will try to braid her hair next Monday. If she wants to, Maybe she doesn't want to braid her hair next Monday. But I couldn't do it yesterday because we were on our way out the door to go to gymnastics. So I didn't have 5 minutes to braid her hair because we were already late. But she had fun. And she was trying to tell me to find something on the TV for her to watch. And, usually when I don't understand what it is she wants to see, I write her parents. And I'm like, okay, what does she mean by? And they will, okay, that is this or that. And they will send me a link, or, it can be found on YouTube or on this streaming and something like that. But yesterday they were also, we don't know. And we tried asking her together, so you wanted to see this. Can you tell us where you've seen it? And she was like, I don't know. Okay, well, we will try to figure it out then. And I was like, I have absolutely no idea what she's talking about. But yeah, we watched Duck TV instead. I think most of you with kids would know that channel, Duck TV. It is free TV, at least it's free here in Denmark. Every time we turn on the TV, it's just there. And she likes it, and she learns English that way. She can count to 10 in English by now, and she can sing Five Little Ducks went up the hill one day, and she can sing Five Little Monkeys jumping in the bed. So yeah, she doesn't, she's not able to have long conversations or anything, but again, she's 2.5. I'm pretty impressed that she can count to 10 in English, and that she can sing Baby Shark, and yeah. But maybe I'm just easily impressed because she's my niece. I don't know. I don't know. I think she's quite clever. Even, the guest daycare she was in last week was like, she's quite clever, that one. She speaks so well. Like, I'm happy you say that. Then it's just not, it's just, I've been thinking the same. I was just like, is it because she's my niece? She's like, no, she's very good. Well, thank you. I'm happy to hear it. I'm not just biased then. So, yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you were at my live this Sunday. I had a good time, and I hope if you were there, you had a good time as well. I like my lives because they're, down to earth, and we just talk about whatever we want. Usually I just go with the flow of my viewers. So if you want to join my live one day and you have questions or anything, you should join. It is fun. We have some newer diamond painters in there, and they ask questions, and everybody's welcome. You don't have to be a seasoned diamond painter to be there. You don't have to be a diamond painter at all, but you would have to expect some diamond painting talk because most of my live viewers are diamond painters. We also talk a lot about food for some reason. I don't know why, but we do talk a lot about food. And yeah, and I try to support my viewers as much as I can. So if you are a content creator, or you have a shop, a small business, links will be shared in the comment section in the live chat, because I want to help out as much as I can. I had help when my channel was quite new, and I have good friends who's always there for me. So I want to do the same. I sometimes feel like it's quite different than most people, but that is who I am. So if you want new followers or anything, you should come to my live. I will make sure that my moderators share your links, and we have fun. Usually my lives is at around an hour and a half, sometimes just an hour. It depends on what everybody's up to, and if I have any plans later or not. I mean, usually Sunday evenings I don't have a lot of plans other than go to other people's lives. We do have very relaxed Sundays. Well, at least Sunday evenings, because our Sundays is spent on cleaning and shopping. So our evenings, which is your noon in America, is spent, in our offices. David is playing computer games, or is playing his guitar or something, and I diamond paint or knit or something. So yeah, but we did have a little, I don't know, fallout, what you would call it, with David's sibling this weekend. And it's so funny because I don't know where all of this comes from. David's older brother lives with their mom and has been for 2 years, because I won't say anything. But he's been living there for the past 2 years, and now he apparently is ready to move on. He has been saying that for more than a year by now, but yeah, we'll see. And because we all know that she can't keep the dog because she isn't able to take care of him, now David's brother and sister, who up until now agreed on that she isn't capable of taking care of any animals, now these two have decided behind our backs, without talking to David or any other, I mean, at least they should talk to David. It is his mom as well. So they decided that when David's brother is moving out, that she should have a cat. And then they wrote us and asked if we would be sort of guardians of that cat, make sure that she would feed it and that the litter box would be emptied. And we were like, if she needs someone to be guardians, to come out there making sure that the cat gets fed and everything, then she isn't capable or able to take care of a cat. Then she shouldn't have a cat. And that wasn't a popular opinion, to put it mildly. So yeah, there has been a lot of arguing going on, and as I've been saying to David, these two have decided that that is what's going to happen. And they just don't care what we say. And they don't care about that poor cat's health and I don't know what. And David's brother is a licensed vet. And he goes like, yeah, but I'm a vet and I blah, blah, blah. And I care about it and blah, blah, blah. And they go like, but if you cared about that, a cat's health and I don't know what you would say, then you would listen to what you write and say yourself. You just told me that you need guardians to make sure that the cat is fed and cared for. And David's sister wrote that her memory is fuzzy and she forgets a lot of things. But then you turn around and say she is capable of taking care of a cat. And I'm like, can't you see that that is conflicting? If she's capable of taking care of a cat, then you don't need people to look after her and making sure that the cat is well cared for. I mean, it would be one thing to make sure that the cat is driven to a vet because she doesn't have a car and a driver's license anymore. Thank God, by the way. And they don't see the conflicting information, And they're like, we don't want the best for her and blah, blah, blah. And oh my God, it's a whole thing. And yesterday I kind of lost my temper a little bit. I didn't write something nasty. He was just wondering, in a kind of rough way, saying, I don't understand how we ended up here, and all I wanted was blah, blah, blah. And I ended up writing, if you could look at how you're saying things, you're know-it-all and kind of saying, I'm the vet, I know everything. That was kind of the feeling that I sat with, that he was like, well, I'm a vet and I know best. And he got so angry when I wrote, one of the first things that we were taught when I was, both a social worker, but also when I was studying to help, old people in their living facilities. That is an education here in Denmark. That, you learn how to take care of old people, to give them baths, and to monitor their health. That is an education here. And the first thing that we learned there, and when I was studying to become a social worker, was you can't be professional when it comes to your own family and close friends. No matter what you're trying to say to yourself, love comes in the way, so you can't be professional. And I wrote that because, some of the things that these two have been writing, I was like, this isn't professional. This is love. And they wouldn't admit it. They were like, I don't know what, whatever their education is, vet, and I work with blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I know that, but you're not professional. It's your mom. You won't be able to see clearly. So I wrote that, and David's brother kind of imploded. And I almost wrote, and with that attitude, you absolutely needed that reminder. Yeah. So nothing new has come from either of them since last night, Danish time. And I have told David that, I will remove any cat from that home the first time I'm out there and I don't feel comfortable that the cat is there. I am not going to let a cat suffer because they need her to have a cat so she isn't lonely. I mean, I don't understand why a cat needs to suffer from an elderly woman who might not even be able to take care of herself. And I wrote several times, hopefully you don't think that you'll move a cat in the minute that David's brother is leaving. I mean, we need to make sure that she can even take care of herself before she's forced to take care of another living being. I mean, I don't know. I have talked about this with David's sister latest at Christmas, what will happen when David's brother is moving out. And if she will, just get worse and worse. And that, if she'll badly, I know this sounds harsh, but will she survive being alone? And I don't feel it is it isn't safe to put a cat in that environment. I mean, if she have, and also because of the blood clots in her brain, I mean she has changed. She's changed a lot, and she's so tired, and she's changed. So I'm like, maybe she'll perk up when he leaves. I don't know. And she's also started some training. So maybe something changed when he moves and she'll get better and blah blah blah, Then maybe, yes, and I will help her. Of course I will. We will help her, but to be honest, it will mostly be me because David has a more than full-time job and he doesn't have a lot of time from when we get up till he needs to go to work, especially if he also needs time to, take care of his body and mind by biking. It helps him physically and mentally. So it will be me, and I don't mind. Well, I do mind if it's not, you know, a good idea. But, if it turns out that she's capable of taking care of herself and that her memory is getting better and stuff like that, well, then I will help her. Of course I will. But right now, with what they're writing to us and telling us, I'm not convinced. I need to see improvement from her. And I know it sounds very harsh. And, I love my mother-in-law. I love her dearly. And I want all the best for her. But I don't want her to feel, that not lost, when something, that if you try something and you don't succeed, then you feel really bad. I don't want that to happen to her. I mean, she's had that enough in her life. I just want her to be happy and safe. But apparently David and I are evil persons that don't love her. That is how that's almost how I feel they are saying, we don't want her to be happy. And that we aren't listening to what they're saying. And I'm like, you're not listening to what we're saying. Because you have decided you aren't really asking our opinions. You're basically telling us this is gonna happen. And I'm like, David is a child of her as much as you are, and she has equal right to decide what's going to happen out there, especially because we're the ones living close to her, so we're the ones who's going to help her. I mean, David's brother might move to Ireland or England, so he's going to be very, very far away. David's sister is, if you follow, laws when you're driving, it takes about an hour and a half, maybe even a little more by car to get here. So, I can be out there in about 20 minutes. So, yeah. I don't know why. I know, but yeah. That is a whole other story. And I have been blubbering for about an hour now, so I'm so sorry for all of this. I will stop here, and I will hope that I didn't scare you away, but I did promise you all from the very beginning that I'll be real with you, and I will tell you what's going on in my life. So hopefully you're not scared. But yeah, I'll continue to diamond paint a little. That helps my mind relax, as it probably does for you too. Yeah. I hope you kind of enjoyed this Wip Chat, and hopefully next week's Wip Chat will be, more bright and happy, and I don't know what. And I'm happy that you watched this Wip Chat, this video. And before you go, would you be so kind as to give this video a thumbs up? And if you aren't already subscribed and I haven't scared you away, who knows, you might like it here. So please push the subscribe button, and next to that you'll see a little bell. Ding it please, and you'll get notifications whenever I put up new videos. I have this plan of putting up 2 or 3 videos a week for now. And then I have a live every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And that is 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. European time. So yeah, and then don't forget, write in the comment section below how you're doing, what you're working on, and if you have any comments at all to what I've been telling you today. I would love to read them. I love to read your comments. So yeah, please take care until next time, and I hope to see you in my live, and I hope you'll see my next video as well. So yeah, take care. I love you all. Bye.